the Prison City Podcast. When the bars go up, you're officially locked in.
Welcome to the Prison City Podcast. I'm your official host here, Patrick W. Cutler. We got a really good show here. After our week-long suspension from YouTube, the Prison City Podcast is officially back. We had our first suspension in podcast history from YouTube. It was very disappointing that they went for our least offensive episode, and the Cordell Stewart episode had nothing to do with anything, and chose that one to suspend us for. So the Cordell Stewart episode, the video portion of that, unfortunately, was taken down by YouTube. I was not able to retrieve the video. I was only get the audio back on that. I posted it back on some other channels. So that is forever lost, our favorite episode of all time. So tonight we have a really good show. Don Browning is back to make sure we get banned for good. So this will be fun. We're going to talk the latest on Redgate. Last couple weeks have been crazy, just so much crazy stuff happening. I'm going to follow up on that. Redgate has just made another film festival. It now has a 100% selection rate right now going for film festivals it's entered into. And also, I have to say that we are now less than 2 weeks away from our 1 year anniversary of the Prison City Podcast, as we started this exactly 1 year ago, 10 days from now. So that's a big event coming up. So without further ado, let's go around the panel, and let's first go to Kelly. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, it's good to be back on another Prison City podcast. I want to welcome back Mr. Mahoney, who missed last week. I made a couple jokes about job applications before the show started, and he didn't laugh. So apparently you can lose your sense of humor in 2 weeks. But welcome back, Mr. Mahoney.
It is crazy, Mahomes, that the one episode you missed last week, the next day we get suspended after that one goes. So how do you feel about that?
Let's just say I'm not surprised. I missed 1 week and it completely goes off the rails. I can't imagine what you guys said. I'm actually, just in all seriousness though, that episode, the one that they did ban, I'm just happy that someone listened to it all the way through. I kind of figured it would just be us. So someone had to go through that episode. Basically the episode full of inside jokes that no one should give a shit about. And that's the one that got banned. So we're doing something right.
Yeah, it was one of the most pointless ones ever done. I went back through it. We did talk about the election somewhere in there, but I didn't bother going through the whole thing to figure out what might have been said. But here we got Matt on the show here tonight again. Matt, how's it going?
Good, Pat. Thanks for having me back for the 50th time. So yeah, last week was fun because I think we really talked about some Stephen King type Running Man type experiences or book experiences that guy had with his book or whatever, and he kind of shared those. So that was cool. Anyway, talking more Redgate tonight. I just watched the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix. That's what the poster is behind me. It was very okay-ish. I want to say I would rather watch Pat's Redgate film over and over again, and we will be screening that again this Friday, which will be fun as fuck, Pat. So let's do this.
Yeah, that's be a lot of fun. So we're gonna bring on our special guest here. Dawn, here's a weird story. 2 weeks ago, Dawn was actually supposed to go on here and something popped up, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But it's kind of weird that popped up, and a lot of different things popped up, and then pretty soon we got popped on our channel. We got suspended. Coincidentally, the night Dawn was supposed to show up. That episode is the last episode to air, which is about the Men in Black investigating us and the government, all those things. So it's kind of interesting that was the last episode, and then we got suspended for a week. So without further ado, Don, with his alien images, is making him world famous, has just joined the show. Don, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Thank you. It's good to be back on the show. Good to see the whole crew again. Who knows what we're going to dive into. This one's getting blocked for sure.
Yeah, this is going to get blocked 100% sure. Right?
Mostly Mahoney, just Mahoney. But
Don, I got to tell you, like, we were kind of cracking some Men in Black jokes, and I'm just thrilled that you made it out of wisdom. And like, if you can, maybe tell us something that only you would know and not like someone who's an imposter then I'll feel comfortable.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Kelly has a really small pecker.
Well, everyone knows that.
Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say
that's something the government and Men in Black would say. Okay.
100%. So
Don, you could have just said Kelly banged my mom last week. Not a lot of people know that.
It's the other way around, though. You got pegged. She told me, and you cried and shit. So okay,
Yeah,
that's
and it was the best time of my fucking life.
Is that why your name on this podcast is Stepdaddy? What the hell?
It's Bang Daddy.
Oh,
Not it.
all right.
Not
Good
it.
start.
God-
If we're looking
God
to get blocked
damn it.
again, we're on a good
we're
Watch
on
a
a,
hot start.
Watch your goddamn mouth. Jesus. Hey.
Hey, this is PG, boys. PG.
PG show here tonight, folks. So
Oh, fuck.
I want to recap, kind of going back to what we were going to do originally on that show that Don was be on until everything got crazy. So basically, we'll go back here a little over 2 weeks ago. It's Monday night. Me and Don are on a podcast out of Phoenix, Arizona, and it's one that I signed up through the service I have, and it's called the Valley Podcast. And this guy emailed me before, says all these famous people that watch as if they're working in the tech industry and things, and I'm just like, whatever. And this podcast starts to run, and to me, it was weird because the guy seemed legit, sorta, but kind of not, but sorta he was, and he was doing this audio podcast, pure audio from like it sounded like a gym or something like that. It was super echoey. The podcast thing itself was actually a lot of fun. It was a cool podcast, but it was the way he did it, and he reiterated to Don me during the show about it was all these big tech giants and has all these connections, and they're going to listen to it. And I still don't think that podcast episode was aired, by the way, which is kind of weird. But the guy's podcast focused almost entirely on like Phoenix Suns basketball and the NBA. So he's just like, oh, I'm going to aliens now. It's like, okay, this whole thing's just fucking weird as hell. And he tells us about, oh, these people or whatever. And then bizarrely enough, the next morning, Don, you get a call from some high up with the government contracts that has these massive tech contracts. It's out of nowhere calls you. And how did that call go?
Yeah, it was a little odd. It was, I don't know, when was that? About noon or so. I get a phone call. I see the caller ID is a California area code. I'm like, oh, I'm sure my vehicle's extended warranty's up. Like, just put it to voicemail, like pick it up. And I hear, I'm looking for a Mr. Don Bromley. Okay, this is him. And then she says the name of the gentleman that is wanting to be in contact, and he'll be with you shortly. And I questioned, is it who I think it is? And I get this sarcastic, like, yeah, like it's no big deal. Like everybody gets this call. And about, I don't know, maybe a minute later, guy comes on the phone and goes, hey, is this Don? Yep. Hey, this is so on and so forth. I just want you to know, I'll keep this short, but I'm a big fan of this picture you have. I've been tracking it since it was dropped in the Sun in the Mirror, first of the year. I've been following it. I like what you're doing with it. You're giving notoriety. Kind of really just built it up, made me feel pretty good. So I kind of started talking about Redgate a little bit. And I said, it's part of this movie, Redgate. Would you like to see the film? No. The guy's like, not really. He's like, I'll see it whenever it comes out. Just, I'm more tracking this photo. What you need to know from me is, aliens do not exist, right? And I just sat there stunned, like, he goes, the reasons aliens don't exist is because the government says they don't exist. Okay, noted, which is a strange statement in its own way. I'm still thinking I'm being pranked a little bit. The guy says, we kind of go off. Actually, somebody came into his office when we were talking. He goes, hey, Don, hold on. And I could hear him in the background, like, okay, is this the blueprint? Did you shrink this size down here? Okay, you did this. And the guy responded like, yep. Okay, well, go print it. Guy left. He comes back on. All right, sorry, Don. Like, oh, no problem, man. I had nothing better to do. And he goes, the only thing you really need to get from this too is the whole Men in Black thing, the black unmarked Suburban, so on and so forth. That is real. So just keep an eye open for that. Like that's definitely a thing. So he says, please don't bring my name up in podcasts. I know this is going to be really interesting. You can tell your close circle of friends or whatever it looks like, but I have enough publicity issues that I don't need this tied to my name. Okay, sure. All right, yep, good talking to you. And then went back to the secretary, and she reiterated what he said, like, hey, don't bring up his name on podcast. Let's just keep this down low. Have a good day, Mr. Bromley.
Don, since
yeah.
that time, has there been a follow-up with Donald Trump?
Barack Obama was busy. So,
But in all honesty, though, has there been any type of follow-up or anything?
No, I was the only thing I tried doing was calling the number back because I'm like, oh, we'll see, and you can't call. You can call it, and there's no connection. It's a one-way line.
So Don, can you write his name on a piece of paper and show our video?
Yeah, I got one right here.
Video.
It's the original AAA card of Alex Rodriguez. So,
oh, there you go.
And I wonder how. Like, first thing before you can tell me and Kelly have been friends for a long time because I was about to make the exact same joke that he made, like almost word for word.
Oh, you two are gay. How sweet.
I was actually going to say Donald Trump Jr. So mine would have had just like a little different flavor to it. But
as Kelly does this, yeah.
So how like did you ever think to ask like how did you get my number? Like
oh no, that was the one part, not the number part, but he did mention the podcast that Pat and I were on the night before, which is strange, like Pat said, because it hasn't aired yet, right? I don't think Pat has it.
Super strange. Yes,
has not aired at all, and that's what's really fucked up about
yeah.
things.
And he referenced it because he called Pat Butler. He also his last name.
Yeah, I think he had referenced that from that article or something you mentioned there. Yeah, but he messed up my name or but yeah, it was very strange that whole podcast episode. That guy was very strange. It still is. I still don't think that thing's up yet. I can check, but I still don't think he's aired our episode.
Well, that was like the next day. That's the part. It was like the next day.
So
I don't know. Yeah, it was very weird.
Well, we talked about this 2 weeks ago on the podcast about this phone call and everything, and the flip side of it, like, okay, what would someone prank this? Like, if it was a prank or if it was a scam, there'd be money involved. Like, hey, I want a follow-up call, wire me $300,
Right.
Yeah. So we talked about that for a long time, and yeah, I don't, and honestly, man, from the first time you told me the story to all the times I've heard it, nothing really has changed at all. So with all the doubters out there, haters out there, it's like, why would you or anyone else just make this shit up,
Right.
So that's strange.
It's so damn weird. Like, what do you think the purpose of the call was? To be like hey, I know about this? Or was it like, hey, a warning, like you're going to start to see more black van? Like, what do you think the purpose of the call was?
I think both, because he was very geared towards, hey, I'm a fan. I've seen the picture when it dropped first of the year. I've been tracking it. Like,
sorry, I thought you were going to say, hey, I'm a fag.
No, Kelly did not call me that next day. It's okay.
Sorry.
Or maybe it was Kelly, but it was like he was a fan, and like, oh well, and then it shifted to like, well, aliens don't exist because the government says they don't exist. Like, well, that's a bold statement. And that's when I was like, well, if this is a prank, what's this person gaining from this? And I was kind of waiting for like a punchline, or like, oh, hey, I'm the guy that you caught on camera, or like somebody put me up to it. Or
the only thing that, if it was a prank, the only reason that they would do that is just to literally fuck with someone. Like, that's it. There's no other motive.
Well, I would say though, if I was someone who had tons of money or whatever and had government contracts on things, and I was high up and doing technology things and stuff like that, with something related, and I saw an alien image, I think I'd kind of want to talk to the guy just to see what his thoughts were on it. I think a curiosity, I that's not something out of the question. Big time celebrities all the time contact random fans, like constantly out of the blue. So I think he was just curious about it.
I was just say, well, Don, did you ever, are you the type of person that you see a weird number on your phone, like, oh, that must be a telemarketer, I'm just going to let it ring? Did that ever cross your mind when you saw that? Just like, I'm just going to let this ring, and if they leave me a voicemail, it's important, because we all do that.
Right, right. I was definitely tempted, but I don't know. As of recent, it seems I've been getting, honestly, I thought it was going to be like a podcast offer, because that's how they've been kind of coming around to me. is these random numbers. And if it is a telemarketer or whatever, I'll just hang up like it's no big deal. And I looked at it and I kind of thought that, like I said, I truly thought, oh God, my vehicle's extended warranty's up. Oh, well, California, I don't, and I just picked it up like
Whatever.
probably before the picture dropped. I probably would have let it go, but now I'm picking up most calls.
So then the following day after this happens, Don was going to come on the Prison City podcast that night. So exactly 2 weeks ago from today, and talk about this whole thing. And then what happened that day? Because the story just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
That's when I went to Wisdom, right?
Yeah, so we went to Wisdom that night.
Yeah, so I met a guy in my guiding travels, my guiding career, like 5 years ago. He's a pretty high up exec in these film festivals. Worked for these big corporations. He's retired now from the main entity he worked for, but he was at Jackson Hot Springs. And he says, hey, I'm in the area. I'd like to meet up with you. It's been a while. And we keep in contact. He's one of the few clients that I had in my guiding career that I'm still friends with. So I was like, yeah, I can meet you at the Wisdom Bar. We'll shoot some pool, whatever. So I go down there, sit down with him, and it was great. Like, he told me about all these festivals he runs, all the connections he has. It seemed like a really good time, good conversation. And I know him. It's not like a cold meeting, like you don't know the guy. I've known this guy for 5-6 years. That went down. That was no big deal. And then I don't know, it must have been a day or two later. I didn't hear from him at all. I said, well, text me, some information, some people I need to talk to. Sure. And I didn't hear a word. So I call him up out of the blue, and actually his wife answered. And I could tell she was a little off. She's really upbeat person. I could tell she had a different tone to her. I said, hey, can I talk to him? What's he up to? Oh, yeah, let me get him for you. And I could hear like a discussion behind the scenes. And he gets on the phone, and it's like, oh, hello, Don. I'm like, hey, man, I just haven't heard from you. What's going on? Well, my wife and I, we've been talking, and this is kind of wearing on me kind of heavy, but I don't want my name attached to any part of this alien image. So I know we talked a big talk about getting you guys promoted and build this up, but I can't commit to that. I don't want my name tied to it. Oh, why? Oh, that's just for personal reasons. Like, he actually never gave me a straight answer, but
Personal reasons.
he didn't. He was just like scared. Like, it was very strange, weird interaction.
And that makes no fucking sense. Like, to have film festivals or to tie it into the entertainment industry. It's like, why would something so big or explosive be off the table? Like I know you said personal reasons, but like, why would that be off the table? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me,
No, I couldn't agree more. And I mean, I'm sure it's funny. Our relationship, I can tell, is now strained because that dude doesn't want to talk to me anymore. And we've been chummy for a while, but he's definitely pushed me aside.
We've definitely strained to several relationships these past couple of weeks. I just picked up on your story there with your phone call from the high up tech guy or whatever. How it kind of sounded like when he was talking about, like, he didn't want his name either associated. You said associated in public, but the way you said it this time, it's like associated with that alien image. I think it's also part of it.
Yeah, and he kind of put it both ways, I'd say, because he referenced the alien image. He did mention, my name in podcast because the publicity factor, but the image in general, like it was like a blanket statement almost. So
yeah, I mean, we're just, for this tonight's episode, we're just getting to the tip of the iceberg on some of this shit. I mean, this stuff is people's behavior right now in general. I don't want to fucking talk to hardly anybody I don't know. I don't know what the fucking expect anymore. Right. It's getting really, really fucking bizarre. Conversations that go sideways and people coming at you out of nowhere for like, what fucking reason are you doing this? So what do you think about this so far, Mahomes?
It's great. Like if it gets weirder, if this is the tip of the iceberg, I can't even imagine like where else this goes. Like, it's so weird. Like, when you were talking to the guy, did he see the image prior? Like, when you're out shooting pool at the bar, did you show him like, hey, this is the image, we made a movie about it? And he was like cool with it until a couple days later? Or did you say, hey, we made a movie, not show him the image? Like, how did that flow go?
Yeah, let me think. I don't think he did see the image until I showed him at the bar that night. I know his wife didn't for sure. And I don't know if he did, but I remember they were very inquisitive, like very, dissecting the picture. Like, well, here it is. Here's the comparison photo. Like, oh, wow. Because they were very taken back by it. But it wasn't like a negative thing. It was like, wow, you have something here that, they referred to it as the Bob Patterson footage of Bigfoot from the 60s. He used that reference like, this is as iconic as that. So they weren't negative.
He runs horror film festivals, right?
I don't know if it's straight horror, but he has a horror
one of the names
branch.
Yeah, one of the film festivals Don dropped to me is a big one in London. It's a huge one. It's been going on.
It's like Horror Fest or whatever.
Yeah, it's really big.
Well, my point is it's weird that aliens would be off the table because that's like super hot right now. It's like, what's the point of a film festival? It's like to get people's films out there and to gain in popularity. So it's weird that an alien thing would be off the table. It's like that should be 100% on the table,
And you would think.
I'll say this, Kelly, and I was been watching those. Mike Freeze has sent me 500 alien videos this past 2 weeks, by the way. So
thanks, Mike.
Yeah. thanks for the jam.
He's not listening.
So, most of them, especially the Bob Lazar ones, you can look up Bob Lazar. He's kind of a famous guy for alien stuff. A lot of them were either harassed by the government or claimed they're harassed by the government. I mean, there's story after story after story, and I read up on this new UFO Congress committee office where they just started, and a lot of people that have been involved in alien UFOs are pissed because they're like, this is just another way actually for the government to cover up a lot of things and try to like solely claim aliens and stuff to their own benefit. And I still think a lot of people are afraid because this Bob Lazar guy, again, just assume you believe what he says. A lot of people have their lives kind of turned upside down by just fucking having alien connections and stuff, or it's just crazy. I think a lot of people still feel like they don't want their entire fucking life turned upside down. And this guy that Don had with the film festivals, he's got a pretty steady life. I mean, he has a pretty good life,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is it most of the time you got so this Lazar guy, I didn't do my research at all, but like the eyewitness accounts, like you see an alien or you get abducted by an alien or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I think the publicity with that becomes at a much harsher tone, I guess, compared to like Don, who just has a photo. You know what I'm saying? You weren't up there actually taking that photo and you're like, oh my, no, I saw that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
I think I kind of know what you're saying about this Lazar guy. I better do some research here really fucking quick. So,
but I think
I was just saying eyewitness compared to
a picture.
Well, that's
a picture that was taken when you weren't even there.
That's the thing is because this thing's so much more hardcore because it's an actual proven real fucking photo. So it has a lot more weight to it than just some bullshit story that Mike Freeze found online by some guy.
Exactly.
Well, it's not a real photo according to all the haters on your
boy.
Facebook comments.
I love it. That's so fun.
I know you guys are going to get into that, I'm sure, but my favorite thing is people saying, not just on Facebook, but on anything like, oh yeah, I love how, we can get pictures of Mars, but we can't get a good picture of an alien or Bigfoot or something like that. It's like, well, how the fuck do you know what a picture of an alien would look like? Have you ever seen a legitimate actual picture of an alien? Like maybe they have super speed. Maybe they're invisible and somehow with the light and the components, like you actually got a little glimpse of them. It's like, how the fuck do you know what that would actually look like and why it wouldn't be blurry or it would turn out clear, Well,
that's what I'm saying. Eyewitness accounts, they'll do like a lie detector test, saying you were there and blah, 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 blah. Why would they do that to Don? What were you doing that night? Probably drinking beer on my couch or whatever.
Well,
Kelly was giving me a foot rub. Yeah.
Something rub.
Just to put this out there, because we said it the first time Don was on, and Don said this from the very start. Don never actually, says, look at this picture of an alien. When you first started, you just said, look at this picture I got. Like, what do you think it is? and of course it looks like an alien. But you never started preaching like, hands down, 100%, this is an alien. That was never your shtick.
Right. It never has been either, and that's probably the beauty to it, and that's what people. I really laugh at, like we're talking about the comments. For some reason, people, and I don't know if it's just the ignorance of people, but they don't know what a trail camera is.
Right.
I wasn't physically there to take the picture.
No, why is it not in focus? Because the trail camera doesn't have a fucking focus.
It's a trail
moron.
camera.
And it's the middle of the night too.
Yeah.
I just don't know why you didn't have like higher resolution camera because you were out there. Why didn't you do like? Why didn't you check the lighting, the flash? Like you could have had multiple flash. And like if you saw him there, could you just been like, "Hey, 1 sec, can you just pose for this? Like this is going to really change my life."
You're like,
So,
say
honestly,
cheese.
Jeez, bitch.
Yeah. So pretty
You've got
selfish
to-
by you to not think of everybody else when you were not there taking the picture.
When I was not there, I wish I was. Shoot. The best
Wow.
one, the comment on the mirror. I think it was the mirror of the sun. Like, well, it would be a better picture, but it's Montana, so all they have is box cameras.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, boys. Thanks.
Yeah, you're out there with your like, oh, stay right there for 30 seconds. You got your head under the hood.
You got the gunpowder thing goes off.
I said this to Don and Pat earlier, though. We talked about the Island Boys, and they got so many fucking haters. Well, I actually watched an interview with them, and they came off really intelligent. They said, you know what? The reason that we are famous and we have all this money right now is because most people hate us. They said 88% of people hate us, and that's literally why we're popular, because they're the ones that watch our shit and comment on it and everything. So sadly, haters are actually kind of good for promotional reasons and shit like that, like haters
for sure.
drive the force.
And Miles, you don't know about this, but so I do a lot of Facebook ads and stuff and things of that nature, and I've done it for a long time. And if you're feeling Facebook ads, you pay like per click or per engagement and stuff. So a lot of engagements or clicks, it's like 25, 30, 40 cents, 50 cents are good for people. I don't know if you've seen those numbers before. Have you seen those numbers before or done anything like that? Okay.
I mean, I don't personally do it, but I've seen like back end numbers
Yeah,
down
legit.
here.
Okay.
Down here in Nebraska, of the company I work for.
First, let's check out the first full day of results for these Facebook ads. So I just gave you those numbers, what average click is or whatever, and a link click for our last show, like Home Alone, is really popular for our ticket link. It was like 88 cents per link click. On the first ad, a Kickstarter ad up that's helping to raise money, give us more money to promote the film. You know what it was? The cost was per link click?
75 cents.
3 cents. You want to see I'm not even joking. 3 fucking cents. You want to see some of these results?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll go through some other ones. Usually got the Home Alone, we had a picture or something. Home Alone was a really popular play for us, and Home Alone had like 27 cents per engagement, and our top our engagements are ranging from 4 cents per engagement and 8 cents per engagement. Our let me bring these up for you. I gotta show you this. I've never seen this before. These numbers are astronomical. So I'll explain to Don too, like the lower the cost per engagement, the higher, the more successful the ad is. And we're hitting numbers that don't even make fucking sense. So here, let me share my.
Where are you posting this stuff? Is it just on Facebook? Like,
it's on Facebook.
How are you getting these numbers?
It's on Facebook and running a Facebook ad. That's all it is. And the ad has 2 groups geared to it. One is geared to just Detroit area because the film's gonna be shown in Detroit. The other is geared towards United States with the category of like aliens, UFOs, and horror movies. But let me share my screen, and this is just it's insane the numbers we're getting for these ads. These numbers are fucking insane. So let's go through this. So this first ad, this is for the This is for the Kickstarter link to click on the raise money for it. Here's the results. Look at that, cost per link click. Does that make any sense to you?
No, it does not.
And I'll go down look on some more here. This one is for Detroit, it's 8 cents. So I'll just skip that one. This one's for the United States, targeting just alien UFO type people. Cost per engagement. Like, look at that. 4 cents. 4 cents.
The hot topic, man.
I tell you, these are astronomical numbers that are fucking impossible. Let me go see all here. I'll go through a couple more here for you. Here, let me pull this out. So let's go down to this one. This is another poster ad. That one's at 8 cents per engagement. 8 cents. A little bit high there, right?
Yeah, you gotta get those numbers down.
Oh, I'll go to the video views. So here's one of the video views. That is 2 cents per video through. That means they watched the whole video. 2 cents.
Wow.
Do these numbers make any sense to you?
No.
Now this one is where you're just going to call complete bullshit. But you can see my screen's not faking anything. Watch the result. This is the alien video, the trailer video with Dawn's image, and you watch the whole trailer. This is for people who watch the whole trailer. 1 cent.
Shut the fuck up.
Not even joking. 1 fucking cent.
1 cent.
1 cent for one through play of the entire fucking video. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No.
How's that possible? That does not make any. Explain this. This does not make any fucking sense.
Hey, Pat, you just got a bunch of Mid-Easterner scammers on here looking for credit card numbers as you're doing all this. Come on.
Come on, baby. Come on. I know
Yeah,
this is going to be our most viewed. Like,
So
check out the back end.
But I'll say this. I will say this though. The only caveat I would say this is only after 1 day. But the counter to that caveat is, so with Facebook ads, usually it builds up, so it's not as high as a click rate on the first day, but the second, third, fourth, fifth day gets better and better. So it still could go to the other direction, but those numbers those are like record-breaking numbers.
So
Yeah.
Pat, exactly what was that video? Was that the trailer you said with?
So what I did, so I set the trailer up on I load the trailer directly up to Facebook, and then for the thumbnail image, because this is all important with advertising, what you do, the thumbnail image is Dawn's alien photo. So, and then the caption is I'll put this up here. The film the government doesn't want you to see a fully verified photo caught on trail camera in Montana appears to show an alien creature. This is directly connected to a series of bizarre murders, cattle news, UFOs, alien activity at levels never been seen before in an area called Redgate. And then I put the information for the screening in Detroit.
Oh, nice.
What's the reasoning for the click rate or whatnot? What reasoning do you give it after 1 day?
So when you run ad stuff, especially if you're marketing, like if you live in the West, like Mahomes and marketing, it's about ad copy, the photo you use, and the video when they played or whatever for that one. But it's ad copy and the image you use basically is the biggest 2 factors, and then you can go through different color fonts, all these different things. So I factored is that first of all, there's a lot of interest in that alien image. It's just a very appealing thing. We add in ad copy and you add in the trailer and everything else. It's just something that I think people are super, super fucking interested in. That's what I think is. I think people are just super interested in it.
They're interested. Another one of the things that we do in my company down here in Nebraska is if we think it's going to be really popular, we'll target certain times to release it, like times that people are most likely to be on social media. And that's when you're going to get like the most clicks, because you know, after dinner, people are hopping on, or first thing in the morning before they while they're taking their morning dump, like they're on their phone, they're on their computer.
But here's the thing what Mahomes is talking about though. So he's talking about not only timing wise, but he's also talking about super targeted ads. So I mean, super targeted, he's talking about targeting specific people who either bought tickets or showing interest in Mariners or the Nebraska Cornhuskers, or bought tickets for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, or used to be a Nebraska Cornhusker alumni. Those are the people that he's like, so that's a very specific target. Where this target for us, it's Detroit, Michigan, and beautiful aliens nationwide. That's it. That's not very specific at all.
Yeah, and I like how Facebook, sorry, just to say something, I like how Facebook says, so you Google, oh shit, okay, there's a film festival in Detroit. I'm going to Google that. Next thing you know, on Facebook, oh, hotels in Detroit, cheap flights to Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
they want people to get there.
So yeah, Don, you're going to be there with me in Detroit. So I mean, at the rate that these are running at, that place is going to be fucking popping.
Can't wait. It's gonna be a fun trip. Kelly, you're going, right? See you Sunday. Mahoney, you going?
I will not be there. I'm hoping to. If you guys have that one in Colorado, I'll be at that one.
Oh yeah. Colorado would be cool.
Outside of the marketing and advertising and the things that these guys do in entertainment, most people probably aren't aware of this shit or don't even look at these numbers or aren't even aware that they're being targeted with advertising and shit like that. And that kind of blows my mind. I'm not even like, I don't understand it, like Pat does, but I still understand it a little bit. But that just tells me that most people have no fucking clue. And they're just like, why do I keep seeing this? Like Matt hit it on the nose. We went to Kellogg, Idaho last weekend. I'm still getting ads about like, oh, here's an Airbnb in Kellogg, Idaho. Like, why would that randomly pop up on your fucking phone?
Well, that's the retargeting aspect of it. People that click on it, retarget people that clicked on that thing, like I was talking about. So that's what they retarget you over and over again.
Pat, you can't say retarded. You can't say retarded.
Yeah, it's funny. It's actually, I had kind of started looking for your bachelor party last year around this time, and now I am starting to get like, hey, are you looking to make a trip back? Like, I'm starting to get those.
Yeah. So Mahoney, I was actually looking at Nebraska tickets for our summit trip, and I just Googled it, and all of a sudden I got an email saying, hey, don't leave Nebraska waiting. I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah. I mean, that's just part of the business.
I think you sent me the email too.
Well, I set up some stuff that I can tell my friends are looking at.
On my Facebook, I keep getting ads popping up for gay Asian porn links. What's up with that?
God, it sounds like your mic. You're sucking on a dick too, dude.
All right, so we're back on track here, folks. We're talking about.
Are we?
I think we just got started. I got hot milks in my area
track.
wanting to bang. So
I mean, I understand there's no good segue from what he just said to trying to get back on track, but we are certainly not back on track.
Where does this track even go at this point?
So tell me, that's the tip of the iceberg. I need to know more.
Okay, that tip of the iceberg. That's a good way to go there. Let's go to tip. So we're talking about just strange fucking behavior from people that are. I've talked about this image and these things we have lined up, and the guy backed out. And so this all happened from the phone call to the guy super interested. He's going to Wisdom in the middle of the night, almost has a deal in place. A couple days later, the guy wants nothing to do with it. Just bizarre as fuck behavior. So we're kind of working on this, trying to get a TV show going and stuff, and we have some connections there, and it's going real well. But we need, we're trying to look for a girl part for the TV show, and so Dawn had a relationship with this girl. I'm not mean like a dating relationship.
Thanks, Pat.
Dawn had sexual experience.
Okay, I put her bunion in my mouth. That's all I did. So anyway, continue.
This girl, she hits up Dawn a bunch because they had known each other from like a hunting trip and different things, and she starts kind of messaging him out of nowhere, and Dawn keeps telling me about it over and over. Yeah, she really wants to be in this TV show. I'm like, we already got somebody lined up, and then over and over, and finally I'm like, okay, well, let's just give this girl a fair shot, a fair video interview, because she says it doesn't bother me to have like a second option or have two options for the show, just in case the other person has like a bunch of baggage or something. But anyways,
keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah. Anyways, to preface like the video interview, Dawn had told me all kinds of stuff about her. We were looking to like have it like us. We're just like chill and hanging out, because the TV show, we want to be like someone that's just like chill and can hang out, can roll with us, and not like be uptight or easily offended. So I kind of ran it like that, where because I heard so much about her and stuff, so I knew he recommended me to her. So I was like, okay, she's got to be chill as fuck, like just like us. And so we get on there and we're joking around. I just basically say some things like, just be professional, text me back. whenever I message you, show me your tits, and stuff like that. And
Word for word. Word for word.
there's more context to it than that. But I was cracking some jokes I would crack with anybody because I thought that she knew Dawn pretty well. It would be like a fun little atmosphere. And she's like talking about, oh yeah, what are you doing in April? She's like, oh, I'm going out to this hunting project. We're gonna go kill some grouse hunting and stuff. And I was like, so you're gonna kill the grouse or fuck the grouse?
Gee, what the fuck?
Like just
even fucking mean.
Pat, yeah.
I mean, I guess if you don't know Pat well enough, I can see how someone might be like fuck this guy. Why is he saying that to me?
Well, guess what?
But Dawn was on. Also, Dawn was on the thing with me, so it wasn't like a one-on-one call or anything. It was us joking around, And I talked about message me back, or whatever, and I was like, yeah, and then you can message me your nudes sometime.
True story. True story.
And this all happened in 10 minutes. No wonder she got offended.
It was like 2 minutes. It was like, didn't even give his name. Like, you want to see a grown man's penis? Like, whoa. Pat, calm down.
That's if you. Oh man, like, just like I can't with you, man. Like, you can't tell me that you're all pissed at someone when you hit them with that stuff.
I was there, boys. I was there.
So we're all having a good time.
Apparently. Oh shit, boys.
Everyone on the call is having a great time at this point.
It went like this. Hi, how you doing? I'm Pat Cutler. You want to go ahead and show me your tits?
No, but for real.
That ass is firm. Yeah, baby.
Flop that thing. Can you twerk? Can you twerk?
I hear you're in Chile. Daddy will keep you warm.
Pat's running the TV interview like it's the 1970s, the backlot of MGM.
Yeah. So what?
Keep going, Pat. Good story, bud.
All that said, though, you think she might have been pissed off on the call or something, but but she was kind of actually cracking jokes at me at the end. Like, she was initiating jokes at me, so I thought everything was cool. Come to find out, it wasn't.
No shit.
Plot twist, or never mind.
So she gets off. She finally gets off the call or whatever. And me or Don, oh yeah, man, she's in. Yeah, dude, she's in. She's gonna be great. She's doing a great part. And then Don picks up his phone. It's like, yeah, she's messaging me right now. Let me see what she says. Oh no, she's out.
Word for word.
Yeah. So like, I was like, no way, dude. Really? He's like, yeah, she fucking hates you, man.
Pat's like, hey, baby, are you a casting couch? Because I want to rub my wiener all over you.
Just not even pickup lines, just basically sexual predator stuff.
She was like, that sexist piece of shit, fuck that guy. How the fuck are you going to do a TV show with that guy?
And she was like giving me advice, like, if you're gonna do this show with this guy, like, you should probably rethink your life. Like, oh.
Did you just yes and that shit? Yes and.
So where's the titty pic? Yeah, that's what I wrote.
It was not.
We're from Montana. We don't know any better.
Pat went from Harvey to Weinstein in 2 seconds.
Hey, we're producing this TV show. Actually, I might end up in jail on my way.
Anything for
anything point.
So yeah,
what's that?
I said, who's watching this at this point, Mahoney?
At this point, based on this story, probably cops in multiple precincts.
Did you say priest?
The government.
Did you say priest? Priest?
Can you see why people like the government can't be that serious about it? It's like these guys can't be the people leading the alien investigation.
Like they're no threat. They are no threat.
It's like Dumb and Dumber, man. Yeah.
Hey, fuck off, Matt. Fuck you, bud.
Let me finish. Dumb and Dumber and Dumbest. All four of us.
They're like,
Oh, that makes
Five
it
of
better.
us, whatever.
yeah,
We're a
like,
clan.
they're like, are you tracking this Pat Cutler guy? Yeah, the guy's driving a blue broken down prison pizza car.
He's being verbally abusive to people he's trying to help with his TV show.
And he doesn't even realize it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple drinks when I did that interview, maybe a couple too many, but
No.
Well, you know what, Pat? Knowing you, I'm sure you apologized and worked everything out.
no, I never did get it. She never did give me your number for some reason.
And you should ask her if she wants to come on the Prison City podcast next week, man. Give her a real good time.
Tonight's topic: sexual harassment.
You're the worst.
So yeah, it's just weird though. Another bizarre person acting weird after a video interview.
Oh, but follow it up though. Follow it up about what we figured out.
Oh
afterwards.
yeah. Oh, I'll tell
That
you
is
the
the weird part.
I like to add one more thing. Context is everything. And Don has almost got us kicked off podcast host. He's so dirty with his mouth. And he's
Get out of town. The vegan Mormon married OnlyFans girl was the only time I was like, and you asked for her OnlyFans, Pat. That wasn't me. That was you.
Oh, that was me.
Just for the record.
You spent 2 weeks cracking. He said like the nastiest jokes with this girl. Like, so 2 fucking weeks. So it wasn't like a stranger coming on talking to. Well, I guess I was a complete stranger. Might have been a little bit weird.
Yeah, Don. Pat is kind of a saint, and you kind of are the little devil on his shoulder.
Yeah, Pat, let's go a little deeper into this one. Like
Okay,
I said,
so-
you're the one getting the OnlyFans on a podcast
So-
last week. So
Yeah. So I was very shocked that she did not want to do the TV show. It turns out Don actually finds this out a couple days later. This is where it just gets really fucking weird. Her dad actually is a high-level government official that has contracts high up with the U.S. government. And I knew this going into it. She lives in Great Falls, and I never thought to consider her who her dad was or anything.
Hey, Pat, her dad shows up in my bathroom right now with a gun.
boom, boom, boom.
Her dad is a baker in New Orleans, he says.
Does this smell like chloroform to you, boy?
So if you don't know, Great Falls is home. Malmstrom Air Force Base. Yeah, and it's known for UFOs, a major UFO sighting back in the day. But they're like the most important base in like Montana. When they do like these shows like Terminator 3, when they launch the nukes or whatever, at the end they are dialing in from Great Falls, Montana. It was kind of interesting. So it's like one of the most important bases in the Northwest in Great Falls with they have nukes there and everything else. So it just adds just weird, that high level of clearance and everything. And then you add in that she quit that show so fast. It clearly had nothing to do with anything I said.
Yeah. Like,
Clearly.
I for sure, based on hearing this story, I'm definitely leaning towards government conspiracy and nothing you said at all.
Yeah, Pat he started quoting Bible verses in the middle of her interview. Like, I don't know why she would try to back out.
Women should be obedient to man. No,
Good Lord. This is like, is everyone purposely trying to get this thing banned at this point?
Yes, I get $20.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at the real reason she got up the phone call.
It's a Pornhub link. What?
Aliens.
Yeah.
There it is, Mahomes. That's why she got up the phone call right there.
Yeah, that's the only reason for sure.
But you hadn't heard this. Great Falls 1967, they had UFOs flying over this Maelstrom Air Force base. And they have the nuclear missiles and everything are housed there. And there's like a former government official has come clean and said basically that the UFOs interfered with the nuclear missiles, which is really freaking interesting. But this happened in March 1967. Received a call from above the ground. It calls down saying they've been seeing some strange lights in the sky, making odd maneuvers, very silent. He knows they're not airplanes. And didn't pay attention to the report. Calls back 5 minutes later, and this time he's screaming into the phone. He's very frightened. I tell him by his voice, and he's, sir, I got all the guards out here. They got their weapons drawn. We're all looking orange, reddish, pulsating oval-shaped object. It's about 30 feet in diameter, just hovering over the front gate. And they thought there was some kind of attack. Told the guards to keep it outside the perimeter of the gate. As he alerted the other officer stationed with him, he said, noticed the missiles started to going offline at this point. So the missiles, these are nuclear missiles, just going offline randomly, which is not very good sign. Missiles started going to a no-go or unlaunchable condition. They were essentially disabled while this object was overhead. This is a really bizarre as fuck story. The UFO eventually took off and the missiles didn't suffer permanent damage, but he said it took about a day to get the missiles back up and running. No one was injured or anything like that, but I say no UFO reported, investigated, and evaluated efforts ever indication of a threat to our national security. So, I mean, that's another weird story about UFOs in Montana, and it's just weird that, you know, the person that we talked to that night, her dad works at that base, right?
Agreed. I'm still fucking dying. I just love that there's all these different angles listening to your story about the interview. And they all have their own perspectives. Man, I'm dying over here.
So
that is
you don't,
way too funny.
You don't think it had to do with her dad trying to investigate this movie?
You know, I did when you were telling me the story last week with zero context. And now that I have a little bit of context, I feel like maybe that shouldn't have been the highlight of your story. But not saying it's not in the plot, but I don't think it's like the main character for sure.
So is this just an eyewitness account then? Or they got any like surveillance footage or anything?
No, it's
up
just
there?
not.
Anything close to our Golden Boys picture?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Who, Danny
Fuck
Foss?
no.
Yeah.
Fuck. Nobody has images. Everybody has stories. So,
Boycott Pat Cutler.
Yeah. Okay, this is a former government official coming through with it. So basically, in a little over a week, we had a high-level government contract guy said he wanted nothing to do with the image. I got 5 film festivals back out saying nothing wanted to do with the image, and some girl is going to be on our TV show says she wants nothing to fucking do with me.
Pat's like, hey, nice to meet you, bitch. Now show me your fucking tit. He walks out the door and he's like, huh, her dad must work for the government.
His very first. So you get DTF?
Down to
Yeah.
fuck.
Hey, my name's Pat Cutler. You want to hear a joke? Women's rights.
So did it hurt? What? When you crawled out of the hell, you fat whore? I'm done.
And she didn't want the part? Gee,
Yeah.
what's wrong with the society?
Yeah, I say
It's
2 of the 3 of those are legit. The other third, I think, yeah, could be explained.
She walks out the fucking door. He immediately gets on his computer. Okay, I gotta find some shit on this bitch.
All right. Let me guess. Yeah, her family visited Great Falls in 1967. It's all adding up.
oh boy. Ooh,
You should have.
it hurts.
My favorite part by far was with me and Dawn after she got off. We're just joking. Like, yeah, dude, she's
Like, hell yeah.
yeah, dude, she's in. Oh, wait a second. Hey, man, she's calling me right now. Hey, what's up? You're in? Oh, no, she wants nothing to do with it. She fucking hates you.
Dude, she's out, bud. He's like, what? I'm like, she's out.
Okay, let's just be honest here. She wouldn't have survived a day on the set with us.
I'm struggling myself, and you know me.
So later that night, I get fucking paranoid. I start blowing Don's phone up.
Oh yeah, talk about this, Pat. This is a fun story. Tell the boys this.
I got actually, I was probably a little bit too drunk to do that interview.
No.
So a couple hours later, I'll try to schedule a podcast appearance with Don, and Don, you put your phone down and go off and do stuff or whatever. I just got fucking paranoid for some reason because I found out that her dad works for the government, and I knew that's why that she did that. So
the only reason
I started blowing Don's phone, like, what the fuck, dude? Where are you? I see your message, you're not replying. I was like, what is going on, man? I just sent these messages, then I went to bed. And I woke up, I was like, fuck, what was I talking about? I was like, oh shit. But yeah, I got paranoid as fuck.
Yeah, let me do the other side of this story. So I have a taxidermy business, right? So I have a beetle colony, do skulls. So I get in with this girl and I got like 3 pickups. So anytime you're in the taxidermy business, anybody that comes to pick up their finished product, you got to hear the stupid damn story. Like, I shot this deer at 242 yards backwards. Like, okay, sure, buddy. Just pay me your money. Like, I actually don't care. But you got to play the part. So I got like 3 guys come and get their skulls. A damn grandmother in Pittsburgh calls me. I'm on the phone. All of a sudden, I look at my messages on Messenger, and it's Pat. And he's like, dude, where you at? Why aren't you responding? You were active on Facebook 40 minutes ago. Something's obviously going on. Oh my God, are you fucking boycotting me too? Jesus Christ. Like, it just kept building. So I finally got on my phone. I'm like, Pat, calm the fuck down, bud. Deep breath. Like, I'm here. Jesus Christ. Like,
you just thought it was your ex-wife.
I treat her better than Pat at that moment. Like,
Come on. Hey, she treats me better than you.
More power to you, bud. More power to you.
God.
He's like, Don, you've been a bad boy.
You want to be on Prison City podcast again? Nope.
I'll cast you down with the sodomites.
It'll cost you down.
You'll feel
We
like
got Eric Toole replacing Don on this podcast. Oh, fuck.
So want to hear another little weird thing about here, let me pull this up. It's called the Nick Mariana, Montana UFO shot in Great Falls. He had this little camera, so you talk about like real footage and stuff. All right, I'll pull up my screen here a little bit. Yeah, here we go. So Nick Mariana UFO footage. This is in 1950 in Great Falls, and he basically was outside and had a 1956 film UFO. It shows he was a big sports guy in Great Falls and everything. He was like 38 or something when he captured this, and he's just outside one night by the train tracks or whatever, and he catches this thing over the sky. So I'll show it here really quick. There it is. Yeah, it's just these 2 weird dots in the sky. It's hard
vintage. That's vintage.
Vintage. And
you know what? Why didn't he have a better camera for this in 1950?
What the hell? It's Montana. We only have box cameras.
And it just adds the suspense there that girl's dad now works in the same town.
Your new girlfriend, Pat? Your new girlfriend?
All right. Okay, I'm gonna get to the you know what the girl actually was, Mahomes? Her name was, she goes by the name Krusty Musty.
Oh, good old crusty musty.
You know what's interesting though?
Yeah.
Looking at this footage, about I don't know, a month or two. No, I don't even know. A month ago, let's say, there was a girl from Canada that reached out to me on Facebook, and she's like, "Hey, I've been following your photo." Gave me this big long spiel about how she knows this professor, Mike Masters, out of Montana Tech. He wrote the book Identified Flying Objects. She's a big fan of that. talked about my alien picture for a while. She said it. She said I captured a sun creature. That was her terminology. And she says I'm a UFO follower. And so, okay, cool. We talked for a little bit, and I said, well, if you're a UFO follower, have you ever caught any footage at all? She sent me like 20 videos, and it looks exactly like that footage. Actually, even a little weirder. Some of them are really weird. So it's weird to see that clip because it correlates with everything she just sent me. It's kind of weird.
So, sorry, I'm just meeting a few people. I just wanted to see something real quick. Someone's video is fucking up or something. It's not Matt or Kelly, or it might have been Kelly's video or audio. I don't know.
Yeah, we're waiting to hear a big knock on the door and the FBI show up. The Men in Black. Like, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Yeah, Jesus. Wait, this is Schwan, man. I need some bagel logs and some ice cream.
Back to people saying, like, why is there no clear footage? You know, I made that same exact argument about the Bigfoot video. It's like, why is it so grainy? Yeah, I get it if it was from the 80s or the 50s or whatnot. Yeah. But people are just going to ask that question over and over and over again. It's like, well, I don't know. I don't know is the answer, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's again. Well, here's the other thing is like all these things have the technology we don't possibly understand. You were saying this earlier, like anti-gravity technology. You can fly through the sky like a million or however fast. Like there's no speed limit or normal. If they have all this technology, and I like the theory that maybe they're time travelers. We had that on another show last week. They're time travelers and they have this technology already. Anything that's highly developed above us is not going to be able to just be just exactly like us. I mean, and again, even if you were fucking running through the woods really fast and I just had a regular camera trying to like snapshot a photo, you'd be fucking blurry too. It's not like you'd be in perfect focus.
Well, I think on the proof is out there on History Channel. When I submitted my photo, did the whole story, the main producer wrote me and he goes, "Hey, do you have any, overexposed or animals running through your camera super fast that we can compare this to?" And which I did, because obviously with that many trail cams, you have everything. I have the spectrum of both sides, which ended up being my downfall in that episode. But same concept is, you guys were all there minus Mark. Like, you can't run up that hill. You can't go that direction that the picture was taken from. I tried it in the recreation, but it doesn't make sense. It's sort of that same concept.
So Don, I don't know, this has probably been asked you a bunch of times, but I guess I'm not sure. Does that trail cam, if it does catch something, does that have a flash to, like, if I was running back by it, you can see my the flash, I guess? Or is it like all internal? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, on that particular trail camera.
Kelly, can you mute your mic when you're not talking? Your audio is like fucking up big time.
Yeah, what the hell, bud? You're in a bathroom. Like, are you at a drug deal or something? Or
like it's fucking up big time. I don't know if there's noise going on in the background, but it is constantly cutting in.
No,
I think he's pooping.
Noise in here.
What?
Are you sure it's me? Because there's zero noise in here.
Yeah, just mute it when you're not talking because right now it's cutting in and out. All right, now it's good. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, this just the whole idea of that area and like moving through, it was like what's the word I'm looking for? Overexposed. Like the camera itself doesn't flash. I've had a lot of cameras. Like I love telling the story. My first trail camera I ever owned was the 1 hour actual film development style. So the film would roll up in a canister, you take it to the 1 hour photo and you just wait. As it went through, technology, this camera, if you would walk through it, all you would see on that particular camera was a low red glow. It would slowly come on. It'd be some red LEDs and it would go away slowly. Not to spook game. Animals don't see red light. That's why you see like tracking lights in the hunting industry are a red color, because animals, prey-ish and predators don't see red. So these trail cams have a red low glow to them. So you wouldn't have seen that in that image anyway.
That is interesting as hell.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, was there any reason for like that being or whatever to stop? Like, oh, I saw a light over here at the trail cam, but like when something's walking by, you don't even know it's there, right?
Oh, right. That would be the only kicker is that particular camera. Like I said, there was like, I don't actually know, 18 or 36 LEDs that turn on a low red light, almost like your shirt color, almost like a really low red glow goes in, goes out, and then it's 3 consecutive. So maybe that was the first transition, but it's not prolific, it's not loud, it's not aggressive. It's still a light though in the dark. Actually, the story behind that, a lot of these ranches I worked for, which I think is really funny, a really interesting fact. If you're trespassing on a ranch, if you don't want to get caught by trail cameras, you go in at night and you look for that low red glow on the trees. And that's how you find trail cams and steal them off of ranches, is because of the low red glow and the pitch black.
Sorry,
And that's what that camera did.
So it was someone in a full bodysuit out stealing trail cams.
Right. In that moment.
It's all full
In the
circle.
middle of nowhere.
I like what you're doing there.
Yeah.
So not to cut anybody off here about aliens, but big news: Russia has officially begun their attack on Ukraine tonight. So that's happening.
Wow.
That's something. And
But
I don't want to sound too American when I say this, and like, because it's super far away, but I don't really give a fuck about Ukraine. Is that bad? Like, I'll care if it like starts some sort of fucking war, and I really don't want to go to war with Russia, but like, I'm too old to go to war. So
yeah, let's talk about that. What is the draft age?
I don't know. I'm like,
I think it's 18 to 35.
Bad eyesight, bad fucking bad
Shit.
knees,
You got
bad
herpes
back.
and shit. You got herpes.
Yeah.
You're out.
I have no legs.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan. Yeah.
Sorry, no, I can't feel my legs. I guess there's a difference.
I think I was just saying though, like I thought about this tonight actually. The draft. I think the draft is a very interesting thing. Let's just say we went to war. Now that Pat just said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 18 to 35 is the draft age in America.
Is it?
I think it is.
Well, I guess.
Is anybody else any input here? Go ahead. Look it up.
It is 18 to 26 are required to register and are liable for training and service until the age of 35. There you go.
See, I'm good for something. Not much besides my baseball card collection, and only Mark and I can, relish in that. But this is the interesting part I have to say about this. Now that you said that, 50 years ago when World War II was happening, the draft and everything that happened for that war. Me personally, I have a kind of tied story to this. My grandfather was 17 years old and he lied about his age so he could go to war because he wanted to fight for this country. Now, in this moment now, you can't even get people to work. You can't even, the jobs, everybody's looking for help. And in America, like, the draft would not go over that well.
No, you can't even get people to be on a TV show these days.
If they show their tits, they can, but that's besides the point. But let's just, that's a big part of how it's changed in 50 years in this culture. Is the draft it's a taboo thing almost. Where before, people are fighting for their country and what was right. Where now it's so divided that not so much now.
And I think back, in the like World War II days, like that was definitely like, hey, we were attacked. Like Now you're talking about two countries like Russia and Ukraine. That Russia, I certainly don't want to go to war with Russia, and Ukraine, like we don't have a treaty signed with them. We don't have anything. Like I don't, and I know it's a very like American, like pig-headed view of the world, but like as long as it doesn't impact my day-to-day life and I can still do what I'm doing over here, then let those people over there do whatever they're gonna do.
Figure it out. Yep, figure it out.
Well, I would say
certainly don't want to go to war for two countries that I have never been to.
it's hard to
That's
get,
for sure.
just like with all mainstream media, it's hard to get what's actually happening because there's different sectors of Ukraine. There's different parts of Ukraine. So Putin says he's not doing an all-out invasion. He's not going to stay in Ukraine and try to occupy the Ukraine. Right, Kelly? What do you have to say about that?
I don't know. Does it sound like my mom's fucking my dad in the other room still?
Actually, it sounds
Kelly,
better.
that's me. I'm sucking on her bunion right now.
Well,
so could you quit talking about it?
This is-
Jesus.
There's absolutely nothing. Just technology is fucking infuriating.
Well, I just to say that there's a reason I've said from the beginning. If you come on, if you don't have headphones, you're going to have issues on and off if you don't have headphones.
The ninth time I've used my phone, I've never had an issue. So I don't know what the problem is tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, but you sound fine now.
Yeah, I don't know. Russian, Ukraine. I know Ukraine's kind of been jabbing them in the back with a fucking, sharp pencil or toothpick or whatever for a long time. And I just feel like, yeah, it's like we can turn a blind eye and everything, and maybe we should. I don't know that much about it. I just feel like it's like somebody that's getting bullied, So the freshman's getting bullied by this big fucking pussy ass senior, and it's hard to turn a blind eye on that shit. But other than that, I don't know what Ukraine provides to the United States. I know they provide a lot of cocaine to Hunter Biden, but that's about it.
Oh,
We're getting blocked for sure, boys. Nobody's gonna hear this. No one's gonna hear this. Yeah. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, fucking idiot.
ready to go. Let's move on to my last expo of aliens here tonight. I'll go to my screen here. So this is a book. It's called the Extraterrestrial Species Almanac, and I had a lady show this to me on a podcast several weeks back. Guide to Greys, Reptilians, Hybrids, and Nordics. I actually ordered this full book. This is just a sample I'm showing you tonight because it can show you some cool stuff here. But I want to get all the way down to the first story. This guy compiled all this information from all these different alien and UFO stories and all these different things. It's really freaking interesting. I haven't even hardly been through it at all. But let's get down to part one. The human extraterrestrial races. And this is really freaking interesting. So talk about these aliens. This one looks just like Jesus for some reason.
That's where religion was born.
But they talk about these aliens like they look like humans and say that Argathans are interior Earth inhabitants. They have highly advanced society comprised of ancient, all this stuff, big words or whatever. They are indistinguishable from Earth humans except for one point. They're much taller, with some reaching 15 feet or more. So maybe if you had like a smaller Agarthan walking around, it could be just like a regular human being, right?
Yeah, catch them in their like preteen years before they fully grew.
Hey, Mahoney, catch me outside. How about that?
Catch me outside.
Catch me outside.
You can't use bad Barbie shit. We're talking about Island Boys. So don't, Matt. Just don't. 'Cause I'm an alien boy.
It's adult shit.
Here's
Matt.
Yeah.
You got Matt Kelly. You laugh when I post the picture with the alien boy photo tonight, or no?
Oh, that was fun.
I did.
Good,
Kelly.
good. I was
don't know
going
about
for
Kelly.
And here's
sensitive bitch.
here's some more here's some more human aliens right here. Yeah.
Looks like Superman's parents.
Gary Busey.
Like Gary Busey had a kid with Yoda.
So you get an idea that's
Pretty cool. I want to see that book. Pat, you have it? You actually bought the book?
That's on my phone.
Geez, the further you go, to the more you strip off. So,
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's the alien culture.
Yeah, that's the alien culture. But yeah, that's the idea that aliens look like humans.
Hey,
Among us right now, right?
let's talk real quick, just because I want to give a shout out to our boy John Amy. You guys see anything about him?
No, what?
Yeah, I
John
did, yeah.
Amy, he just released a book. He's got a
Oh, he
book
did.
signing.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I gotta go to his book signing. He's a cool. Yeah.
That's like Saturday. The book signing is.
Yeah. No, I can.
It's like Jesus,
yeah.
fish, and aliens or something like that. But
Yeah.
that's our boy. John Amy set this all up for us.
John Amy, man.
It would be cool to go see.
He's an alien boy.
Just do it, Pat. Just pay the money. Just get the island boys on board.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of the show for tonight. Mahomes, did you have anything else you want to add on? I mean, I can't. Things have actually slowed down probably the past week, where things have really kind of slowed down a little bit, but we're starting to get out there with more of our advertising, like our Facebook advertising showed earlier before. It's going nuts right now. But we've had about, I think, a little bit of slowdown. I think just because when March hits, we're going to get really freaking crazy.
That's what I was going to say. You're a week away as we film it now from this March 1st that you're talking about, going to be absolutely blowing up. So
yeah.
Can you give us a hint of what sort of voodoo you did, or do we just have to deal with the fallout?
Well, so far there's going to be one sexual harassment suit.
And I'm here to tell you that had nothing to do with voodoo.
No, in court, it means a lot. In
I'm
court,
gonna,
listen.
Yeah, I'm going to go to court and say, hey, look, I'm
an alien boy.
He's an alien. Oh, shoot. Kelly just took off. He's probably pissed off. Kelly pulled a Matt tonight.
he boycotted Pat Cutler. Pat Cutler.
If you don't have headphones on, what's happening is when you don't have headphones on and you're just using your phone, the audio comes out of your phone and goes back into your mic. So you get feedback. So that's what's happening. So like, on other episodes, it wasn't that bad, but for tonight's episode, it's like really bad. It keeps cutting in. So it's like, I don't know. That's why Don has a pair of nice headphones that I just loaned him or whatever.
Wait. Nobody talk. Listen, Pat, I bought headphones for the first Prison City podcast back in the day, and I left them at the studio. So I might have your cheap ass iPhone earphones. But you're probably rocking the ones that I bought, so I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. I wish I could go to the apartment and look for those. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal was with people that don't like. You bought some for the podcast, but my point before you came on that first time, I was like, I don't understand how people don't have headphones to their cell phones, because headphones come with like every fucking cell phone you buy. So what happened to your original headphones with your cell phone?
Sold them for a cheeseburger and my virginity. Don't worry about it. Okay.
But yeah, what was that last point by Mahomes?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mahomes.
My last point.
Yeah.
Gosh, I totally lost my train of thought at this point.
Hey, wait, I got one for you.
Your voodoo. Can you tell us what's going to happen in March?
Oh.
Derek Jeter rookie card.
Oh, nice.
You like that?
Let's have a look.
Mark, I'm all about you in the baseball cards, buddy. I got a book of 400 baseball cards. So
There's this guy online. I shared in the Facebook Messenger chat for this podcast that he's asked about the 27 different voodoo spells I casted or whatever, and I was just joking around. He's like, none of them worked. I was like, well, the thing is, you never know when they're actually going to work. They kind of have about a year lifespan, I would say, based on stuff I read online. So really shouldn't play around with that stuff. You never know when it's going to hit the worst possible time. But with your question there, when does it actually hit according to the psychics and things of that nature? I don't really have specifics. I just know March, from March onward is where things get crazy. That's all I can say there.
Well, I guess is it exciting, or like, should I be nervous for you? Should we set aside bail money? Like, where are we at?
You should be scared. You should be scared out of your fucking mind.
Oh,
No, I'm just
Mahoney, it feels like Forrest Gump. We're all following him in this big long run, and all of a sudden he turns around. Shut up! He's gonna say something. Pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
No, it was all positive stuff. It was just So I'll say it like this. So there's one where I went to like a 2 psychic thing. You can go online to this. It was 5, and they had 2 different predictions that were pretty close to one another. Then I had another one with the paint your picture for your soulmate. I don't think Don heard about this one. So the guy does a psychic ritual and stuff, and lays out your entire soulmate and all these different things, your twin flame orb, and then he sketches by hand a picture of her, and it's really fucking interesting. And it gives you like a date and time, all these different things you're going to meet her, and all these different things. But that was interesting as hell. But the weird thing is, like, all 3 of them together, their timeline so far have really kind of added up. It's never like super specific things like you're gonna hit $1.2 million on March 27th at 4:00 p.m. It's like never. Yeah.
The image that the guy drew was Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Like this is where it's going.
Yeah.
So you are gonna meet your soulmate next month? That's
I
exciting.
don't know about that.
I can't wait to see what he looks like that.
Do you have a ring? You should probably buy a ring. And
I should buy a ring.
Yeah, just like plan ahead, man. Plan ahead. Buy a ring, and when we can start, I'll start planning a bachelor party for sometime later this year. It'll be great.
Wait. Mark, you're married, right?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for your engagement ring?
Well, my wife doesn't know, and she'll never listen to this.
Good. So go ahead. Wide open, boy.
I paid $5,000, I think.
What the fuck?
I had to save for a long time to get that. Back then, I was not, you don't make a ton of money down in Nebraska, so I had to save for a while.
Oh my God, buddy. Good for you, man. Good for you.
God damn it.
How would you, Dom?
Let's see, boy. Well, the engagement ring was like $2,000, but the wedding setting, you take the carat diamond and put it in another setting, that was worth like $10,000.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't get that back in divorce. Fuck.
No, I never got mine back either. Because I was really hoping that she would have gave me it back after the divorce, so I could wear it every day.
Just to establish dominance. Good.
Hey, Mahoney, where's my wedding ring right now?
It is at the bottom of a fire pit. I mean, it could have melted into the fire pit.
No,
is this a Lord of the Rings episode? Jeez.
That night was kind of Lord of the Rings. I had my ring out like this. Yeah. I passed out my divorce papers so everybody could read, so I could give a fuck less about them. And they all read them, and then they threw the papers in the fire. And the last thing was I took my ring and I threw it into the fire. It is finished.
I thought you threw it into the river during that Mafia game.
No, that
never happened.
I think
that was the other girlfriend.
Oh, that's your other rings.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that divorce ritual lasted a lot longer than my wedding.
Good God.
All right.
Hey, great times were had, apparently.
Yeah, great times were had. All right, let's round those horses.
Wrap it up.
Yeah,
I gotta go to bed. Fuck.
Yeah, me too. All right.
You gotta go stroke one off, then go to bed.
I gotta go see fucking Kelly's girl in a little bit, so he's not here, so I can say
that. Before we wrap things up, Don, I want that girl's phone number, area code first. No.
6969.
There we go. All right. Let's round those horses, starting with Kelly. Go ahead.
What a bitch!
Strong silent type tonight.
Kelly, you there?
what a fucking time. Oh, I can't say that.
Matt's usually the one that loses his phone or something goes fucking all right.
Or my temper, right?
Yeah, or something. So Kelly kind of got that award tonight.
He's upset about that too.
He is.
He was offended. He was offended.
He left a lengthy message there for us.
Oh, I imagine I usually shut off my messenger when something like that happens because I know what's going to come next. So.
Shocker. Shocker.
But it's like I said, you gotta wear headphones on these things. So if not, it might work sometimes. Other times you might get a ton of feedback. Like tonight, there's just constant feedback through his phone. So it's like, okay, you got to be muted when you're talking. And he could have stayed on too. It's not hard. So when Don's talking or whatever, you'll hear a lot of feedback. But when he's not, and Kelly's talking, then there's not really that much feedback. So if he just would have like muted when he's not talking, and then unmuted when he was talking, it wasn't not really that big of a deal. But
you don't think it was the government tapping into listening to us now, or no?
Oh, they might have been.
I think the government's given up on us, boys.
Yeah.
They're like, they're no threat to us at all. Like,
no. That's what one point I was gonna make is like, yeah, they're like, that girl goes back to her dad's like, these guys are fucking idiots. There's no way they're investigating idiots.
you have no worries. Like, you're just fine. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you have no worries about these guys. They are going nowhere.
And guess what? We have a movie available on Amazon going
As a
nowhere.
matter of fact.
Oh yeah, we do.
Now with a mail-in rebate. Yeah.
We'll round those horses starting with Matt.
Let's hear it, Matt.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go back to what I've been saying this entire freaking episode about this whole Redgate and the alien picture is it's so much better to have proof of something, even if you're faking it or not faking it. You know, it's so much more intriguing to have proof because eyewitness stories. Fuck, sorry, my phone almost died there. Eyewitness stories, anyone who's a good storyteller can go out there and say, oh, I saw an alien last night, blah, blah, blah. But what we have here in our neck of the woods out here in Deer Lodge, Montana is just proof in the pudding, man. That's what I have to say. So have a good night.
Yeah.
See you, Matt.
Mahomes, what's your final word?
Yeah. I mean, I think this Redgate stuff keeps going like crazy. I mean, just look at the numbers you have on Facebook and stuff. So I'm excited to see where March goes based on kind of your ominous conversations about it. And if we actually want this episode to air at any point, it's going to be one of our shortest because Pat's going to have to cut almost the entire thing.
The whole damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So Don, what's your final words for tonight?
All right, my final word. It's been really fun. See, Pat and I, we've been on, I don't know, 5, 6, 10 podcasts at this point. We're building each other up. We're building Redgate into this big entity that's becoming. It's exciting to see where this is going. And it's fun to be a special guest again. This is my 3rd trip around the old Prison City podcast. But for Mahoney's sake, I got an original Jose Canseco rookie card right here, Mahoney.
Very nice. That Derek Jeter one you put up earlier, I just looked it up. That's worth like $156 right now.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh yeah, it's a rookie card, isn't it?
I'll take $20 for it.
Hey Mahoney,
put it on eBay.
Hey Mahoney, didn't Kobe Bryant just sell for what 2.5 million a rookie card?
Cards are going nuts, man. Like it's high time you start to look at that.
All right, look. Here's my book. Here's my book, boys. That's my book of Mariners and Pedro Martinez rookie card.
And
got them all.
All right.
So it's a good show, though. It's always a good show getting on the Prison City podcast. Who knows where it's going? We'll see you all in Detroit, minus Mark because you're a bitch. Matt, you too. Or maybe Kelly, but I'll see you.
I got a bunch of trips around the globe to help promote this thing. You know, I'm following Pat's influence, and I have a trip to Miami here in the coming months.
There you go. Hey, my last thing to say is the Ides of March. The Ides of March.